Hey guys, it's your boy Reagan Sims coming at you from the studio, my bedroom. I'm here to talk about Quentin Tarantino, and I'm here to rank his videos. The movie is pretty good list, I feel like. So let me know what y'all think and give me your own rank down below. I'm gonna go through these faster because I don't want to have a long video. And I'm not very good at critiquing movies, so I'm just going to give a general explanation why I like them, or why I place them in. You know what I mean. Alright, so number 9, the ninth movie on the list is The Hateful Eight. In my opinion, I feel like this movie was way too long, and they should have cut it down like 40, 50 minutes, and it would have been better. It probably would have been number 8. It still would be probably lower because it was just plain boring, honestly. It was pretty boring, and some of the characters were just not very likable, and yeah, I didn't care for it that much, to be honest. So let's move on. That was chapter 1. Let's move on to chapter 2, or chapter 8 because it's number 8. Anyway, Death Proof. That's the 8th one. A lot of people, this is their last one because it is pretty bad. It's not bad. It's just, I think he tried to do something different and didn't really work out. I do really like. I think the best part of the movie is the style, is how it's stylized, how it's made to look really old. But the first half is pretty enjoyable and tolerable. Like you can understand it, and like it's pretty good. But the second half was just boring because all the characters were just, I did not care. And there should have been a lot more cooler deaths with the car. They should have, honestly, the movie should have just followed the guy in the car and he was killing a bunch of people for forever, and then, or not forever, but like for most of the movie, and then like at the end have like those people like fight him back or whatever. But like it was still good. It was still enjoyable. I liked it, but yeah, let's move on. Number 7 is Jackie Brown. I really like this movie. I think it was it's pretty underrated, honestly. But the thing is, because I think it was adapted from a book, so it doesn't feel as Quentin Tarantino as the other movies. But yeah, I do like this film a lot. But Samuel Jackson, his little goatee looking thing brings it down a peg, in my opinion. But overall, it's a pretty good movie. I like it a lot. It's just not, compared to the other movies, it's not as good. So that's why it's number 7. I still think it's pretty good. Like, it's very rewatchable, and I do enjoy it a lot. Number 6 is Kill Bill 1 and 2 because it's one movie split into 2 parts, which is dumb. It should have just been one 3-hour movie, and it would have been probably it might still be number 6, but it would be a lot more better quality, in my opinion. But part 1, or volume 1, is a lot better. Like, part 1 is like an 8, and part 2 is like a 6. That's how I would rate it. But I do think they're both very good. I just think part 2 just quality. The quality, I think it's the same quality. It's just my preference. Like I think the second was more. It's like boring a little bit, and also the third act's not nearly as good as the third act in the first one. The first one probably has the best third act out of any of his movies, in my opinion. But I think if it was one movie, it would have been a little bit better. But yeah, that's all I gotta say for Kill Bill, because what else is there to be said, you know? Number 5, Inglourious Basterds. This movie is very good. I watched it a few years back, but I should have rewatched it for this thing, but I didn't want to spend money on it, to be honest. But I do really like this movie. I think it's one of my favorite Brad Pitt performances. And also, the beginning scene is probably his best written opening for a movie. Like, it intrigued me the most out of any of his openings. and I forgot the actor's name, but he plays the German guy. He's very, very good in this movie, and I do like that. I watched a video. I forgot his name. I watched some essay video on Inglourious Bastards, and they were talking about how it was talking about Quentin Tarantino's dialogue, and they was saying how the German guy kept asking them to repeat their name when they were trying to pretend to be Italians, and he was saying how like normally, like subconsciously we think like you want to repeat someone's name, or you want to ask them to repeat their own name, because it's their name, and so he like already, the German guy already knew that they were Allied spies, which was really cool. But that's on a tangent. But Inglourious Bastards is number 5. And it's very good, and I think it's his best suspense that the suspense in the movie is the best out of all of his movies. And that same essay guy said that he should make a horror movie, which I think Quentin should. Which I think that would be good for his last movie, But number 4 is his most recent one, which is in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I really like this movie a lot. Maybe it's because I like movies, but also it's because it feels shorter than it is, which not a lot of movies can do that. And I really liked how old how it looked like those shows and stuff that he was in could have came out, and the ending was really good. I like the ending a lot, but there is some controversial stuff in this movie about Bruce Lee and stuff that I remember people talking about, but honestly I feel like it wasn't really disrespectful. It was just trying to make a joke, I guess, out of it. But I think it was overall a really good movie, and I feel like over time I'm probably gonna like it a little bit more or less. It feels like it's one of those movies where I would, I need to rewatch it again. I do want to rewatch it again. But my next one is probably the most controversial one that people are gonna hate me for. But I put number 3 Pulp Fiction. 1, because I have to be different. 2, because out of all of them I enjoyed 2 other movies a little bit more. So it's on personal enjoyment. So if you get mad, that's okay. But I do really like this movie. I can't really say anything that hasn't been said already because everyone and their mother knows about this movie. But the thing I didn't like that much about it is Bruce Willis's boxer section, which I feel like it would be a good movie, but like it made sense in the story, but like it just I kind of really didn't care that much as I cared for John Travolta's character in Samuel Jackson, and I kind of wanted the whole movie to be just them, going on doing their own stuff, but I do get the point of the boxer and stuff, but it is very good, and I like that they don't show what's in the box or the briefcase, because it's the same thing for Reservoir Dogs. It's they don't show you the big thing that could. It makes it more intriguing, like, and more to your imagination, and I like it when movies do that. And you know what I think it's in the box? I think it's your mom that's in the box. Okay, number 2, Reservoir Dogs. That movie, I can't really explain why I like the movie so much, but I think it's because it's a good example of how dialogue is, like, you can carry a movie off of dialogue if the situation is good, or the plot, I guess, is good, and the characters are interesting, because there's literally a whole section where they're arguing over who should have the pink name, and that's probably like, and you're kind of invested in that conversation, even though it means nothing to the overall plot. And I think it's very well, it's very good for his first movie, and if I watched it before I watched all these other movies, I feel like I would be like, oh, I get where stuff is coming from. And because a lot of his stuff, like all of his movies have some kind of element, I feel like, from Reservoir Dogs. And I do like it a lot, and it has probably one of the best soundtracks It has a Ooga Chugga, the Guardians of the Galaxy song in it, which it's probably more. It probably was more popular from this movie than. Actually, I don't know. But I just when I was little, I remember watching the Guardians of the Galaxy and liking that song a lot. But my last or my number one, my favorite Quentin Tarantino movie is Django Unchained. I just love the action in this movie. And also I think it's because when I watched it, it was around the time I was really into Red Dead Redemption, and I felt kind of like it could have been in Red Dead Redemption, honestly. And I think it was a better revenge story than the Kill Bill one. And also, what's his name? Leonardo DiCaprio. Like, to get an actor like that likable to play such a horrible character, so and like play it well and like convince the audience to hate them is really good. And Samuel Jackson, I forgot he was in this movie because his character just is nothing like Samuel Jackson, and it's probably his best acting, honestly, in my opinion. But yeah, I can't really say that much, but the soundtrack's really good. Jamie Foxx is really good. Jamie Foxx is one of my favorite actors because of this movie, and it was the first Quentin Tarantino movie I saw, so that's probably why I like it the most, because I don't know. I guess it depends on how you watch his movies. I don't know, and that might be just my theory, but overall, all of his movies are really good. All of his movies I don't think is below a 6, honestly. I mean, maybe Death Proof and Hateful Eight is pretty average in my opinion, but doesn't mean they're bad. Average is not bad. But yeah, so that's my list. Let me know what you your thoughts, your rank down below. Namaste.